Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble news channel. However, I would like to bring up one point that I've been experimenting with. If you look at the equal weight, it actually follows Bitcoin very closely. I wanted to share my screen reel on this very quickly. I gave the SP the same amount of weight, which is the thing to do today. Okay, so we know that Bitcoin hit its all-time high in March. It was also the same time that the SP hit its all-time high. Then there was this secondary high over here, which was the same as Bitcoin. The only difference is that Bitcoin has since rolled over. It looks like the equal weight is getting a bid now. I found it interesting that Bitcoin doesn't seem to be in the same group as the big caps. It's not one of those hot giant caps like NVIDIA, but it still seems to be about the same weight. Guess who is watching us now? Robert Kiyosaki is the author of the best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad. We'd also like to use this chance to thank everyone who put their trust in us. The best part is that it's free, and we read all of them. If you sign up now, you'll get all the new information for free. Stay ahead of the trends instead of just following them. Sign up for Bitcoin Boom right now and enjoy the new edge. Gareth Soloway, Mike McGlone, and Scott Knocker are three trading legends in today's video. Between them, they have more than 50 years of experience in trading and a lot of information. But it has to do with psychology. I remember it very well from 2008. I used to live in Fairfield, Connecticut, which is a wealthy place. When the stock market went down, people stopped spending right away. And it won't go up right away once people don't see their account and see that it's giving back 20%. Their house, which has grown by 2 times in 10 years, is even starting to leak, and it has a shut saw and everything. It's about time for a normal cycle. Perhaps it will begin soon. It looks like it will begin this year. Trump might be able to save us. But the market is already set up for a lot of hope. In this case, I'm just pointing out that things might get back to normal. That could begin today. I'm not sure, it's just a normal backup today. I do believe that Bitcoin was the best leading sign after the great financial crisis though. I also think it's a great way to show us where we're going in the next few years. And let's be honest, Bitcoin was a great sign that the stock market was about to peak in 2021. It should have reached its peak about 6 weeks before the stock market. That gives it something to watch. An easy way to see how Bitcoin compares to a 100-week moving average that breaks down. The SP 500 is shown next to a rolling average of 100 weeks. It's just really pricey. Most buyers who are smart don't buy there. They only look for spots. You take a short ride there. You try to come up with plans. I also want to show you something important about Bitcoin. This is a very important point that I've been making for a while. That different weakness is what it is. Bitcoin vs. gold. There have been times when it broke when it should have broken on iron. The SP 500 E-minis are on top of this. There are 2 gaps below the market. Every week since 1997, we haven't missed a break on a chart. Important thing that struck me in 2007, I think about this a lot. This is just a look at risk. A 52-week moving average of the BIX volatility measure against T-bills. It's very low and might be the bottom. Once more, Bitcoin vs. SP 500 is losing value. Just from a technical point of view, it's about 10 right now. It didn't have to come back at 7. In the big picture, it doesn't matter. What I want to talk about next is something really important that I released today. There is an economic surprise measure in the country. It's leaning over the way I think it should. The other way went too far. We are now seeing all the signs that the long overdue recession is about to start. It's been this low for 10 years. I'm now adding gold versus the SP 500 to this. Compared to the SP 500, gold is really cheap. That should be easy to do with a pop-up. It needs to happen. It seems like it will happen soon. This is what I'm showing. I have a few more to show you, then I'll stay out of sight and see what you say. Analysts say that the release of the CPI was good for Bitcoin, but buyers are wondering why the price of Bitcoin is still less than $58,000. Trader, YouTuber, and expert Don Crypto says that pre-factors might be the reason why investors aren't excited. Scalpers and market makers are trying to get rid of loaded long positions, which is why Bitcoin is weak. To the contrary, the trend points upwards, which means that BTC should return to $60,000 soon. If the U.S. central bank lowers interest rates, investors will be less likely to put their money into fixed income investments. This means that some of the money will go elsewhere to find better returns. The CME Group's SteadWatch tracker of interest rate futures contracts shows that traders now think there will be 2 interest rate cuts in 2024. Up from 24% the week before. Yahoo Finance also said that Fed Chair Jerome Powell is paying more attention to the unemployment rate and that the central bank is becoming more aware of the risks that come with a slowing job market. Even though data shows that rate cuts are more likely, there are over 90% odds of at least one 0.25% rate cut by September. Bitcoin's price is still below $60,000. The S&P 500 stock market index is 0.5% below its all-time high. Gold, which is seen as the best way to keep value, is trading 1.2% below its May 2024 record high of $2,450. Even the Russell 2000 Small Cap Index, which doesn't include the 1,000 biggest companies in the U.S., went up by 3% on July 11th. Investors have a positive view of standard finance, which makes it hard for them to understand why Bitcoin isn't going up. Some investors are worried about this decoupling because spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, have received $800 million in new money over the last 4 trading days, according to figures from Farsight Investors. The U.S. dollar index, which compares the dollar to a group of other currencies, fell to 104.4, its lowest level in 5 weeks. This made things even worse. This means buyers aren't looking for safety in cash, which could help explain why Bitcoin is falling. So Ethereum, I've been watching CNBC in the morning while getting ready for work, and all I keep seeing are Bitwise ads for the Ethereum ETF. Please let me know what you know about that. Do you think that could cause a run-up, or is it more of a wild card? I think we saw the run-up when they were accepted, which was a surprise. In just 2 days, I think we added 30% to both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yesterday, I had Eric Balchunas and James Seyfried on my show. They are ETF experts from Bloomberg, and they talked about Ethereum ETF. Their best guess for when they'll start trading is July 18th, which is a week from today. However, they also thought it was likely that they would have started trading a week ago. That's why they say to be careful. There is a lot we don't understand about why the SEC is coming here. Please listen, a lot will depend on what Grayscale does with their Ethereum trust fees. There were many reasons why people sold GBTC after it was approved, as we saw. People who wanted to play the discount deal, people who were locked and just wanted to get out, and people who wanted a lower fee than 1.5% were all there. If Grayscale comes in at 1.5% again and everyone else is at 19 bips, a huge amount of the $8 to $9 billion in AUM of Ethereum will be sold. This is called sell the news, but it's really important, and you can see those coins being sold. This market is very clear in this way. Still, if they offer a good rate, and I believe they will launch those Ethereum minis, we might not have the huge sell-off caused by selling pressure. But wait, $8 billion to $10 billion, based on the price in ETH, that's a lot of Ethereum compared to the size of the market. In fact, it's even more than the $25 billion